also this is something as a woman, it's just like a game changer because I can, no matter like which time during the night, I can just walk around and then even during the park, it's just very, very safe. But yeah, I built my career in Taiwan, so I also like that. I mean, as a woman, I think it's you just like you're very, very, very well respected.
阿多利家庭为什么会搬来台湾？
I found out about Taiwan by coincidence.
这是来自阿多利的瓦莲蒂娜。
我是 Valentina， 我是奥地利人。
原本她和老公就计划来住台湾2年，没想到一住就8年了。
You guys plan to stay here for 2 years?
Yeah.
And why did you guys decide to stay longer?
那台湾的公共交通为什么让她觉得这么惊讶？
There's so many delays in Austria.
还有台湾的安全感，为什么让她印象这么深？
No matter like which time during the night, I can just walk around and then even during the park.
那她觉得外国人在台湾创业到底是什么样的体验？
然后现在我在台湾有自己的公司。
我们来一起看。
大家好，我是 Valentina， 我是奥地利人。然后我2018年来台湾然后现在我在台湾有自己的公司，我帮助台湾公司在德国、在欧洲行销然后我非常喜欢住在台湾。
For the first thing I want to ask you, like, how did you learn about Taiwan in the first place?
When I was a kid, all my toys have like Taiwan on them, right? So I always imagine Taiwan is like, I don't know, a place with like all the kind of toy like factories. But I first time came here in 2015 because one of my friends, he studied here. So this is how then I had the first like real impression of Taiwan basically.
And at that time, like, you came here just to travel, like as a tourist, right?
Yeah, I came here as a tourist. We planned a trip to Hong Kong because I think everyone knows Hong Kong, right? And Taiwan is never really like famous for traveling, especially like back in the days. So we thought, we just like come here for like a few days and then visit a friend. And we were actually kind of like blown away by the beauty of Taiwan because we went to Kenting. It was just amazing, right? Yeah.
And at the time, like, how long did you stay here?
I think it was not even a week, or maybe something like a week. Yeah, not very long.
But then, like, how did you decide to move here?
So this is a very long story. I always had a dream to move to Asia. So my husband and I were both from Austria, and then we said that the first person of us two who will be sent to Asia, we will go to that country. So I tried very, very hard to be sent to Singapore. With my company, my husband was sent to actually Shanghai. And then I quit my job and then we were supposed to like move to Shanghai and last minute the project was cancelled. And we got the offer to move to Taiwan. And then we would just say like, let's give it a try. And I also found out that NTU is a really great university. So I started doing my MBA here and turns out we really love it. So,
okay, this is cool. And do you remember like when you just moved here, like what was kind of your first impression? Or maybe like even like first time you came here as a traveling?
Yeah,
like...
people are always very, very friendly. Even on the street, no matter where you go, everyone is very helpful. I remember the first time coming here, it was not easy for me with the language. I think nowadays like more and more people speak English, especially in Taipei. But I remember back then I was like traveling in Kaohsiung, in Kenting, and then we wanted to book like the Kenting Express, and we had no idea how to explain it, right? So I think the first impression was maybe like not so easy to navigate, but just like so friendly and also so safe, right?
Another question I want to ask you, because you said like originally you guys planned to stay here for 2 years.
Yeah.
And why did you guys decide to stay longer?
After the 2 years I graduated, it was in the middle of COVID. So I thought maybe like let's stay a little bit longer while it's while COVID is like happening because it was like a very bad time to move anywhere. This was like one of the reasons why I started started looking for a job. And I found a job very, very fast. And then my husband also, his contract was always for 5 years, but I was always the option to like end it after like 2 years, for example. But he really loved his job and we both really liked Taiwan. So we said, okay, it's not really a good time, right, to move back. And I also think the longer we stay here, the more we like, build our life here. Like a lot of the friends, they feel more like family now as well. So it's really like difficult for us now to actually leave Taiwan because it feels like home.
Oh, right. Because you've been here like for 8 years, right? How do you think Taiwan is different with Austria?
It's very different in general. I would say like one of the things that is so different that I really like in Taiwan is that you speak to everyone on the street. I think maybe it's because we are foreigners. I don't know if it's like, but I think maybe even like locals as well. Like no matter where you go like to a coffee shop and it's just very normal to maybe small talk or with a taxi driver. I think that's something I really enjoy, which is not so common big cities in Austria.
Oh, so in Austria, people more like cold or?
It's not.
Or-
It's, I think like if you compare like Austria and Germany, I would say Austria is still like a little bit like warmer, if you can say it that way. But it's also not so common to share so much about your life with like strangers. So I think that's one of the things that is different that I really like. So I really like enjoy the Taiwanese weather. I know it's like for most people, it's too hot, but for me actually it's perfect because I hate the cold.
So in Austria, you'll have like winter.
Austria, you have winter, and then summer in Austria is also relatively short. I would say maybe 3 months, and then there's not that many nights which are above 20 degrees. But here, I don't know, like it's almost like always.
Now I want to ask you, like, when you started to live here, what kind of things surprised you the most?
I think like what surprised me a lot is that Taiwan is not really like known as a like tourist location, right? And especially for beaches. Like a lot of people know like Thailand or Philippines. But what surprised me a lot is that the beaches in Taiwan are actually beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
So this is already the first time I came here. I went to Kenting and I was just so like amazed. And then I think it's also less crowded than many other places. This is something that really surprised me.
Okay, okay. And now, like, since you've been here 8 years, like, what kind of things you like and what kind of things you don't like?
I think I like almost everything. Honestly, like there is not much I can say like negative about Taiwan because I think life is very convenient. It's so safe. Also, this is something as a woman, it's just like a game changer because I can, no matter like which time during the night, I can just walk around and then even during the park, it's just very, very safe. But yeah, I built my career in Taiwan, so I also like that. I mean, as a woman, I think it's you're just like you're very, very, very well respected. That's also something I really appreciate about Taiwan. So I think there's like many, many things I like. If you ask me what I don't like one small thing I would change is like the banking.
Oh, the banking.
Because I mean, I guess you know, right? Like banking is very like complicated here. So for example, very often when you want to transfer money, especially as a business, you have to go to the bank in person, and then you have to like bring your stamp and all these kind of things. So this is some like small, very, very small thing. I think would be nice if it's easier, but it's other than that, nothing to complain about.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you think like Taiwanese people could learn from Austria?
I would say work-life balance. I would say people are used to like being at the office for a long time. I think work takes up a big part of their life, and I think also for me this is like the case now as well. But then now, like talking to friends in Austria, for example, it's very different because in summer when the weather is nice, they go home early to like spend time outside, and I don't know, it's different.
But is it like you finish work earlier, or like you have like more holidays?
You have a lot more holidays. So in Austria you have like 5 weeks a year. Like every company needs to like give it to their employees. Yeah, it's just I think the overall like the expectation is different because in Taiwan very often you expect people to answer emails at night. I'm also this way now. Like I'm also like sitting. I think yesterday I was working until like 11. It's Friday night. But in Europe this is something you wouldn't expect. So you cannot expect to send an email on Friday night and get an answer. Yeah. So sometimes I wish that maybe in Taiwan it's also like a little bit more chill. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
And what things do you think Austria could learn from Taiwan?
I think public transportation.
Yeah.
So Taiwan's public transportation is just so like convenient as well. It's very stress-free to go, for example, to the south. There's HSR. I think you have your seat. It's clean. You can even like buy drinks, and it's very, very easy. And in Austria, like taking the train, for example, it's sometimes like stressful because in summer it's too crowded. Then if you have a reservation, doesn't mean that like the seat is actually free, or you sometimes have people sitting there, or there's so many delays in Austria. But Taiwan, usually the train there is no delay, right? Yeah.
Okay. And now I want to ask you about traditions. Like what kind of Taiwanese traditions maybe is kind of hard for you to get used to?
I think for me personally, I enjoy the traditions in Taiwan. So for example, like Mid-Autumn Festival, like barbecue. For me, it's just the only thing that I maybe wouldn't do is like the fireworks. You know this firework festival where they shoot fireworks at people? I don't know when it's happening, but I know there is like one festival where actually people go there and then there's fireworks like
In the people?
Being like shot at the people.
Oh.
I think that's the only thing I wouldn't do because I don't like loud noise. But everything else, I think it's very interesting. And for me, I also like to read about culture as well. Yeah, so things like Ghost Month, for example. Like I'm a little bit like also auspicious. So yeah, it's like more that I really enjoy like learning about the culture.
Okay. How long do you guys plan to stay here in Taiwan?
That's a very difficult question. So my personal dream would be in the future live between like Taiwan and Austria because Taiwan now it feels like my second home. So it's really difficult for me to like think about moving away and then being like just like gone forever. But eventually I think we want to like move maybe like at least halfway back to Austria or like figure out like a way because of family. We just wish that we can be like a little bit closer. Yeah.
Like as you mentioned, like it became your second home. Like, and how did it happen? Like why is it?
I would say it's like it also happened like step by step. I think it's really the people. I think because I'm here for so long, especially during COVID, like when you couldn't travel, I got close with a lot of like friends, and then now, yeah, it feels like a really a little bit like second family. Yeah, also because we, you know, like I'm Austrian, so we have the Austrian Taipei Society in Taiwan. So we also like a couple of Austrians, and we meet like very frequently. And yeah, I cannot imagine to just leave this behind. Also, so this is also, I think, yeah, people make it kind of home.
Is there many Austrians in Taiwan?
I don't have the number. I think it's more than 100, like more than 100.
What kind of things do you wish more people knew about Taiwan, like in Austria or in other places?
Maybe 10 years ago, Taiwan was not that like well known, but through COVID, also more people learned about Taiwan. So at this point, I think it's already like great that people know that Taiwan exists, and also they know like where it is, and because before actually a lot of people like when I say like I live in Taiwan, also they say, oh, Thailand. Right? So this is already like one step closer. And what I wish is also that more people will come here, just to see the beauty of Taiwan, also to travel, experience the culture. Because I think right now it's not so common. I personally think the reason is that people maybe are a little bit scared of the like maybe language barrier, because a lot of the like websites to book, I don't know, maybe like ferry or whatever is still like in Mandarin. So I know that for people sometimes can be challenging.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
And every time when you go back like to Austria or leave Taiwan, like what kind of things you miss the most about Taiwan?
What I miss, funnily, is the weather. Because I enjoy that it's usually so hot that I don't have to think about what I wear. It's just, I know it's gonna be hot, right?
And the last question I want to ask you, like, if you had a chance, what kind of things would you change about Taiwan?
I think because I'm a foreigner here, I don't really want to say like I'm changing anything, right? I think Taiwan is doing a pretty great job already. I think what I would change, but it's not possible, is I would make it like closer to Austria, so I can have like a short flight, something like this. But other than that, I think, and the banking. And the bank. But I think other than that, it's pretty great, and I'm just very, very happy that I have the chance to live here, and also that I found out about Taiwan by coincidence, basically, and that I like it so much.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing. And now let's say bye-bye together. Okay, bye-bye.
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 如果你也想成为下一位爆红创作者，请打开下方资讯栏连结，一起来投稿吧。